Hello and welcome, my friends. Good morning and welcome to Friday. What an amazing week, full of so many fantastic opportunities and amazing energies. Such a blessing. So, when I was trying to get ready for this morning, I had lots of choices for decks, and I'm like, oh, this deck. And I came downstairs and I went, no, not this deck. So I know it's a week early because we're only looking at October 24th to the 30th, but I had to bring it out because it really needed to be used. This is the Halloween tarot. I love it. It's super cute and fun. And we kind of need that playful energy. And it would be really hard to use this. Well, I could use it for sure for the week of the 31st to the 6th, but just so much fun. And it really needed to come out. I I might use it next week too. I don't know. As you can tell, this is a very kind of holiday specific deck. So much fun. I love it. Now, it is a smaller deck. I do have a link below to it. I found it somewhere when I don't even remember where I was at what expo, what event, and I fell in love with it. You can get it in the standard size, but this is more the standard playing size, like a standard playing deck size. It's kind of nice, easier to shuffle. And then because I've got, and I use this deck honestly, I do a lot of mapping because I do a lot of mapping sessions with my clients in October because mapping in January on the beginning, people don't have the funds, they really struggle. So I do a lot of mapping with this deck. It's a fantastic mapping deck. I think it's because it's fun and playful, and we kind of dread it. But I did get a similar size Oracle deck, so you don't have this itty bitty deck and a ginormous deck that work well together. So I have the Energy Oracle. This week is going to be a lot of fun and a lot of exciting energies as the veil thins. So there's not a lot of, it's not rocking and a rolling. Like this week, I think I was live 3 times, which is atypical, but happens in some weeks. We already had the full moon. It's calm. We're into Scorpio now, or will be into Scorpio as of Saturday. So that's already transitioned. So we have a week of semi-stability. So let's get into this week. What can my friends expect from the week of October 24th through, we'll come here card, the 30th? It's crazy in my mind to think that we're already at the end of October. However, it is true. I said in August that October or September, October, November roll into each other, and then all of a sudden we're in December. And well, it's being proven right. So it's about slowing ourselves down innerly to embrace this time. And sure, we still may have that kind of spiral down to the end of the year, but we're able to acknowledge and differentiate time and day. I know for me, I'm getting confused on what week it is, what day it is. Mm. Flip the card over. The sun, very much connected into the sun card itself in the tarot. That light, that love, that joy. We have a tendency to dread, especially if you're an empath this week. As we're getting to the 31st, as we're getting to that crescendo of that veil thinning, many of us are anxious and fearful of what will happen. We're not using this time to explore our talents, our gifts. We're not being open. We're not in here and now. We're too, oh my God, what if? So think about it. Oh my God, what if? I've given you the biggest tool to support you if something scares you. Angel Michael, can you please join me and ensure my safety? Boom, baby. And for all my um empathic friends who do have clairvoyance, I am sure you just saw a big whoosh of glue because I felt him come in. Even in my examples, when I call them in, they still come in. Wham! And I can tell you, whatever that what if is, he's scarier. 7 feet tall of amazing protective power. Think of him as your big brother that will take down any and everything that is not for your greater good. So, biggest tool. So, what if? What if you hear something? What if you see something? Reflect into that. Oh, you just said it. What if? There's actually a counseling tool as you challenge those what ifs. And I encourage you to, because when we take down that, oh, actually, what if, and look at it, not going, oh my God, what if, oh my God, oh my God. And you're like, okay, clerically thinking, what if? Protected and I'm safe. I'm in control. Oh, random, but yes, door to romance. We can't allow fear to slow us down, no matter what we're doing. And we have a tendency to, and I won't lie, I do it all the time too. I'm like, I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that. But when I check into it, it's not my high vibrational self, it's my low vibrational self going, oh my God. The higher our vibration, the more joyous we are, the more steadfast we are in ourselves. Well, the more we exude that amazing vibrational signature. We have, it's kind of our soul stamp, if you will. We attract those of like energies, of like minds. Well, when you are enjoying this time, you are large and in charge. That energetical signature goes, woo! You become that beacon in the darkness. So you also feel better, you feel stronger, you feel sassier. You are in a relationship this week? Enjoy it. Enjoy that empowerment, that surge. If you're not in a relationship, enjoy this week and see who comes forward. Will it be your twin flame, a soulmate? Be able to tell. And trust yourself, you will be able to tell. Soulmates, there's many of them. People talk about, oh, I have one soulmate. Mm, you have one twin flame. The difference between twin flame and the soulmate, twin flame is that you basically are twins. And usually it's, think of it as yin and yang. Okay. Soulmates are individuals that resonate with you on an energetical level. So on your soul's level, your soul has a mate, soulmate. And you will have many of those or can have many of those. So this week, will you get a soulmate? Sure, possibly. Will it be like your twin flame? That would be remain to see. However, soulmates, no matter how brief or long we're with them, are important to us. Don't overthink it. This is not thinking. Speak isn't about, oh, let's have a total reflection. Let's have those hearts. No, have fun, enjoy. You've got the sun. You've got the door to romance. It doesn't say let's have a in-depth conversation about feelings. No, no, no. This is not that kind of week. If it was, we would have like the thinking man, the thinking woman. No, no, we have let's play in the bedroom. Let's have some fun. Like I said, fear will slow you down. And we have a lot of things that we can and will be fearful of. And that thinning of the veil is a big part of it because we are impacted by that increase of uncertain and low vibration. And when I say that, when the veil is thinner, we have a better ability to connect in with anything and everything from the other side. When I say the other side, is just the other plane. Well, that includes family members who may want to come back and try and work things out or reperpetrate or cause problems. It's not necessarily something for our greater good. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Hence why I have so much support for you guys on working with your clairs, working with your abilities in a safe way. Low vibrational stuff, it creeps forward. That's where Halloween comes from, is that low vibrational stuff coming forward and scaring the bejesus out of us in a past life. So, taking that step and using your tools, using the tools I give you, using your head so that you don't miss out on this amazing, heartfelt experience. I know it sounds crazy, but the less you're hyper focused in on this and the veil and what may happen, the more you're opening yourself up to a high vibrational experience. Because you're not hyper focusing in on it, you're not putting expectations on yourself, you are enjoying your. I'm loving the fact that you guys have nothing to do with intuition here, nothing to do with your clairs. We've got a bedroom, we've got a heart, we've got a sun bath, but it's all about fun. Woo! Oh, I asked them to keep it on the table. Very important card. We'll get to that one first. What can my friends expect from the beginning of the week? I love this deck. It's smaller, but sassy, and it has so much to say. All right, good. Beginning of the week, good? Yes. All right. So the card that hit the floor that was so important, the King of Ghosts. This is a semi-intuitional card because he is a ghosts are a cup in this deck. But it's not so much the intuition. The one thing, sorry, I'm gonna have to adjust here. The one thing the King of Ghosts is known for, or the King of Cups, is his stability. He sits on this body of water, and the ships, usually it's a dolphin or a fish, but here we have some sort of like Ogopogo Loch Ness Monster thing. It doesn't matter how choppy the seas are. He is stable, large, and in charge. And that's exactly what we need to be. The more we're in control of what we're feeling, what we're focusing in on, the more we're going to get out of it. Why? We're not getting stuck in the, oh my God, what if? We're getting into, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's try that. Let's have some fun. Let's connect with like minded people. Let's get out of our heads and enjoy this week. I love this chariot because the only way to move would be in the hearse this week. Chariot, 7th card in the major arcana, that movement forward. Like I said, you get out of your head, you get out of your way, you're going to move forward. And it's not going to be like, oh, I dread this. You will find at the beginning of the week, you're going to have more movement, more fun, more joy, more connection than you have in weeks. Why? You're not, oh, I have to work on myself. Oh, I want to do this. oh, I have to do that. It's more like, okay, let's have some fun and enjoy today. What does today bring me? And how can I really enjoy what it is I'm going to experience today? Taking control of you and your experience. Only thing you can take control of is you. And you're pushing yourself forward in a fun way that has absolutely nothing to do with trying to do something that is going to bring you that fear or challenge. Just in case we I didn't explain it, the sun in the oracle deck, the sun in this deck, same thing. That joy, that happiness is going to go a lot further than trying to intentionally work with the thinning of the veil, trying to intentionally push yourself because that heartache, that fear is going to come forward. But if you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to spend some time with my partner and have some fun. Oh, I had always wanted to go do this. And it'd be go and try that. Explore and have fun. Don't focus. Don't be challenged by, don't try and let the challenges and the burdens of the day bring you down. Rather, put it for a moment and enjoy. Because when we get out of our head, we get out of that thought pattern of, oh my God, I have to, what if? That's when you're going to see that movement occur. Those supports come in, solution goes boom. And you're like, really? You're kidding. Taking that time and enjoying yourself. You will be surprised at what you're going to get out. This card. And I love this rendition of this card. This is the Three of Pumpkins, also known as the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles, I like to call the Triforce Perfecta. So working with self, working with your physical support team, and your high vibrational support team. It's easier now than ever because the veil is thinning. That's what causes some fear with people because the veil is thinning. I do have 3 meditations from last October where you're connecting in with your high vibrational support team. Last week, I brought out a meditation where you're working with Archangel Michael in a protective manner to channel. On Tuesday of this coming up week, or so this week, I will be bringing out a second meditation to channeling in a different way. Take time and connect into your high vibrational support team. They're going to give you some ahas on how to do this, especially if that romance, that partner is something that is eluding you. You'd be surprised at what a little bit of time with your team and you will do and help you feel better and stronger to finding who it is you're looking for. That cooperation, that collaboration goes a long way. And don't be afraid to share this light and joy with those around you. It doesn't necessarily have to be that romantic relationship, but your friends, your family, your community. That giving back, again, helps you to feel better, helps others to feel better. Because what we're dealing with, they're dealing with, because this is a global problem, global challenge. Get into the middle of the week. What can my friends expect from the middle of the week? So if you're shuffling and if you're wanting to work with tarot or oracle cards, and you're worried that you're not going to understand because there's times that you'll have a lot of cards sticking up, um, what card it is that they're trying to show you, it will come up, and the more you ignore it, the more it will flip out of your deck. The Tower. Now, I did a reading yesterday with Scorpio, and this card came up. So, Tower is that sudden, unexpected change. And yes, the Tower, sorry, I should have been looking at cameras. I'm shifting cards here. The Tower can bring us pain and heartache, but it means that there's a change coming forward. The more we are working high vibrationally, it minimizes the impact and effect of the Tower, because the Tower talks about stagnation and being stuck. Well, if you were working with your support team, you're enjoying this week, you're opening yourself up to ideas, solutions, and suggestions, minimizes this. This is here because we're not all going to take this and go, oh, I'll have time for that, because we get in our head. No, I don't have time for that. I have to do the X, Y, and Z, and I've got this challenge, and I've got that, and I got the kids, the dog, the whatever. The more we ignore it, the more it's going to kick you in the hiney. And that's never fun, of course. However, another way that that woman holding a heart is going to support you is that nurturing, that compassion for self. Because anytime we're looking at a shift or a change that we don't have control, I say control, we don't really have a lot of control. The only thing you can really control is your breath and how you respond to something. Other than that, it's all universal and other people's impact. So when we have that unexpected and acknowledgement that we don't have control, that's when we really struggle the most. We have that heartache and fear. So taking control of your breath, nurturing yourself, caring for yourself will go a long way in helping you with the aftershocks of whatever will come up in the middle. Be prepared. The middle of the week is going to be a bear. And start by enjoying beginning. It will minimize and in some cases negate that challenge that comes up in the end or the middle of the week. Page of Pumpkins, also known as the Page of Pentacles. That grounded in quizzical energy. So basically, this is your little kid standing in the middle of a field going, why is there lightning here? What causes that? What does it do? That questioning, that openness. The more we're open to the shift that has to occur, it kind of shakes you to the core. Because, like I said yesterday, Scorpio isn't that nurturing water sign right now. Scorpio is that let's shaky, 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 then we'll nurture. And shaky, shaky, shaky some more. Getting you up and moving. We're starting off. Scorpio comes in on Saturday. So we're starting off right at the beginning. We're going to shake some of the cobwebs free, allowing you to really question what's going on around you, to use your support teams, that physical and spiritual support team to its fullest, and allow you to get moving in the right direction. That questioning, that reflection is going to be needed in the middle of the week when we don't feel like doing it because we're trying to deal with that aftermath. This is when we need to really be focused in on the joy and that love for self. And if need be, some almost escapism so that we can come back and start to ask some of those hard questions of self. The Nine of Bats, also known, there we go. The Nine of Bats, also known as the Nine of Swords. Anytime we have the Tower, that heartache, that pain, that fear comes hand in hand. You kind of have two options here. Either you can question and say, okay, this sucks. However, how do I move forward? What can I learn? Hence the page. Or You can sit in bed and cry and then be prepared for the tower to come back and shoot you in the butt because you didn't do what you needed to do. You have the ability to get a lot of extra support this week than we have in past weeks because, well, the veil is thinning. That support team can be heard, felt, and understood at a better rate. Is it a clear conversation like you and I starting to talk? Not usually. Usually it's symbols, usually it's um, random thoughts, and you have to kind of piece it together. So taking it slow and really putting in that reflection and asking those questions. Should have turned the card over, really, I should. The 10 of Ghosts. So, ghosts are a cup in this deck. We've got the 10 of Cups, which is one of the family cards. And like I said, you have that support team, whether it be your high vibrational support team, your astral family, passed on loved ones. You have that ability to gain a lot of extra support that has a better perspective. Does it have the big picture? They have a better perspective. Think of it as someone trying to navigate you through a corn maze by standing on the top. They can't see everything, but they have a better view than what you do. They can help navigate you. That means you have to be out of this. You can't be caught up in the heartache and the pain. Does it suck? Absolutely. Does it hurt? Yeah, probably. Can hurt physically, socially, or physically, mentally, and spiritually. Absolutely. Don't minimize that. That's why we have that nurturing woman holding a heart. We're going to have to be very mindful of that. But we do have that ability to take that deep breath and go, okay, I acknowledge this sucks. How can I make sure that I'm not back at this point in a week from now, a month from now, a year from now? Depending on the pattern will depend on how quickly it comes back. Some people, literally, it'll be days or weeks and they're back at the same spot until they break that pattern, until they stop that cycle. They're going to keep coming back at it, keep coming back to that heartache and pain. This week is going to help you break a cycle, break a pattern that has been bothering you. And it's kind of amping up this, and patterns will do that. Situations and events will come in faster and faster, as we should have learned that. The tower just keeps striking, striking, striking until we're like, oh, right. Yeah, I should change that. Okay. So we have lots of support. We just need to be in the high vibration, in the sun, in the joy, in the happiness. And yes, in that love to help you to break that pattern. What about the end of the week? What can my friends expect from the end of the week? Littler decks, it's harder to tell which card they want. Five of Pentacles and the Five of Pumpkins. So at the end of the week, you might feel a little bit shell shocked, really disconnected, and really unsure. Why would this happen to me again? It means that we have not really reflected in and connected into the Page of Pumpkins, where we're taking that time, asking those questions, and most importantly, being open to the answers. And what's more, not just even being open to the answers, having those answers and doing something about it. It's like knowing, you know what? I could lose 15 pounds, but I'm going to eat pumpkin pie instead. If you don't do anything about it, why acknowledge it? So the end of the week, yes, we're going to have that heartache and pain coming forward, but what we do with it will be up to us. We have that ability to stabilize ourselves and really ground ourselves in that sun energy. Anytime you have the sun come up, and we have it in day one, the beginning of the week, we have it was the first card we drew. When you have it coming through the whole week, it lightens and lessens some of these more challenging cards, which gives us a lot of ability to make decisions for our. We have the ability to easily take that breath, take that moment for self, and remind us of the lessons the king of or the king of cups or ghosts, where we're taking control of breath, taking control of your responses. The Lovers, the sixth card in the major arcana. Like I said, when I said to the pulled the door of romance, it seems absurd, but that romance, that passion, getting into the bedroom and closing the door and having some fun, that respite, that connection, passion, it's going to go a long way in fueling you and helping you feel connected and kind of giving you that step out of your problem. It's not a forever thing, but it is that rejuvenation piece. So, for my friends who have partners or lovers, it's time to check in with them, see what they're doing at the end of the week. For my friends who are looking, the end of the week brings you many, many opportunities to connect in with people who are either in your life and you've been thinking about, or putting yourself out there to connect in. The Five of Ghosts. So this is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups, usually there's a woman who's in a hood and she's looking at three overturned cups. Behind her are two upright cups. She is focusing in on the pain and heartache, the challenge at hand, rather than what's going to serve her the most. At the end of the week, we're going to have to make some decisions for ourselves. Either focusing in on that pain and getting stuck in that cycle again, or start to focus in on something that brings you joy and happiness. An easy thing to do when we're in that, I'm not sure what to do, I feel stuck, oh my God, tapping into our creativity. No matter what that creativity is simply the expression of self in a meaningful way. You fill in the blanks. What's going to make you feel good? When we do it, time flies. We feel rejuvenated. We feel energized. We love it. We may kick in and go, oh, do I have the energy? I don't know if I can do it. But the minute we start working on it, we engage in it, it shifts our attitude, it shifts our perspective. We feel the Knight of Bats or the Knight of Swords. That no fear energy, that go big or go home, courageous energy, it's going to push you forward. We need to use our head, not our heart. We can't get caught up in this heartache, in this pain. If we do, like I said, we're going to be stuck in that cycle. However, if we take that deep breath, using our head, using our reflection, using our high vibrational assessment skills, we will be able to move forward in a different pattern or in a different direction, breaking those patterns. Takes a lot, yes. Take that breath. You've got this. Something that I forgot, I was going to mention, we have the Five of Ghosts and we have the Five of Pumpkins. In multiple fives, the angels are telling you that something positive is coming your way. Stay true to your goals. Really reinforcing that option, kind of at that crossroads this week. The Ace of Bats. The Ace of Swords. Reminding you not to minimize those little niglets of information, those aha moments. No matter how little the aha may feel, that information is important. At the end of the week, we're getting to that kind of crescendo. So, high vibrational support team, past on loved ones, astral family members are going to be able to go, ooh, shoot it now. Give it to them because that veil is thinner. No matter what your skill level's at, even if your third eye is closed all the way, similar to that of a sunny day, you go outside and close your eyes. You can still see the sun through your eyelids. Your third eye is still receiving information, whether you understand it or not. So that information is going to be really important, especially at the end of the week. It's going to help you direct that night to something that's going to be really important and more fulfilling than what we're currently dealing with. What is the end of, or the challenge? What challenge will my friends face at the beginning of the week? Now, also, do not be surprised if people do not react differently to you throughout the week. So, the beginning of the week, if you are in control, you're large and in charge and feeling that high vibrational sun, you're like, yeah, bring it on. People will treat you really well. At the end of the week or the middle of the week, even as things are starting to unravel for you, we start to really internalize, we beat ourselves up, we blame ourselves, we do that blame and shame. People will start to treat you differently. Be mindful of that. Put out. So we're going to get back. Even if it's that energy that we don't really intentionally shift. Just flip the card. The Eight of Pumpkins. The Eight of Pentacles. Attention to detail. And if you go back, I had that aha before I flipped the card. When we pay attention to those little things, we're going to gain a lot more. It's that attention to detail, that minute work. When we're focusing in on the smaller stuff, we can pick up a lot more. Like I said, we're going to have these little niglets of information. Well, the veil is already starting to thin. We're getting them now as of today. We started getting them all week. The more we're mindful of that little piece, the more puzzle pieces we're going to have to play with. The challenge is that we don't look around. We're not observant. We minimize and push and resist those little aha moments because that's ridiculous. Or everyone else knows that. If we're paying attention and you write it down, even if you don't understand it, a symbol comes in. You keep thinking or smelling a rose, or you keep tasting something. We have that another set of senses that we hardly use. They're going to come forward because they're going to be activated as the high vibrational beings and people from the other side can start to push things to us. Just like the sun on our third eye or on our eyes, if we close them, we can see the sun. We're gaining insight even if we don't understand it. So, the beginning of the week, you're going to be needing to be mindful of what you're putting out because people will treat you differently, but also the information that is being shared. We have the Three of Pumpkins or the Three of Pentacles. We have that teamwork. The teamwork is already started. We're just not part of that team. We're just not there yet. The high vibrational team, they're like, bring it on. Let's go. Let's go. We're like, look, shiny. It's pretty much what we can sum it up as. So taking that time and being really present for it. Let's go to the challenge for the middle of the week. What challenge will my friends face for the middle of the week? The King of Bats, the King of Swords. So we We're starting the middle of the week off with the tower. Oh, we're gonna overthink things. It's an easy thing to do because when things aren't going our way, what do? We internalize it and we start to overthink. How could we have done differently? Those should haves, those could haves, those would haves. We need to get out of our head and start to shift where we're focusing our energy. The more we're overthinking, overworking ourselves, the more we're going to get caught up in that depression and anxiety. And not only are we going to miss out, but we're still going to have the Eight of Pumpkins or the Eight of Pentacles in play. It's always in play. People mirror the energies and the way we're treating ourselves internally back at us. That's why when we're having a good day, people are like, yay, look at her go, woo, look at that, yay. And when you're having a bad day, they treat you like a pile of crap. So important to be mindful of that. I need to start turning all my cards over. But I kind of like how it just reconfirms what I'm saying. The Hanged Man, the 12th card in the Major Arcana. The more we try and take control, the more we internalize, the less we're going to get done and the worse we're going to feel. So taking that deep breath. And again, the reason why the first card we pulled this for the week for Monday, or the beginning of the week, Sunday, Monday, is the King of Cups or the King of Ghosts, is that we need to have that control. We can control one thing in life. That is our breath. Well, actually, I guess two things, our breath and our response, how we respond to things. We can't control anything else. We like to think we can control things. And that's what brings such a heartache response to the tower. The more we just let go and go, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of time for me. I'm going to love and nurture me. I'm going to have some fun with my partner or my husband or my wife. I'm going to go out and enjoy a romantic dinner with somebody. The more we bring in that light and sunshine, we start to really push away that low vibration, that heartache and pain. Because when we're not hyper focused in on it, that's when we get those amazing eureka. Oh, you could help me out with that? That'd be fantastic. It reminds me, I was in a friend of mine, she has a shop and she was having problems with a printer or something. And she, oh, hi, Lily. Sorry. And I apologize. If people write on the side and I don't acknowledge you, it's not you. I've totally not seen the side. But she was having problems with the printer. And I was talking to her and she was fretting. And then I started asking her about crystals. And then literally another patron came in and he was like, oh, you have a printer problem? And she's like, I can fix that for you. And I think she shifted, like she traded the printer fixing with a crystal or something. I can't remember how it was done, but it was like such a moment of opportunity. So not minimizing, taking that time and really shifting out of that challenge because the universe is like, I'm going to step in and I'm going to help them out, helping you not work so hard, helping you to enjoy and meet a new connection. So letting go, which I know is so, so hard because we like to be in control. It's a society humanity problem. We have so many things as humans, it sucks sometimes. All right. What about the end of the week? What challenge will my friends face at the end of the week? Temperance. Such a different card for temperance, but that balance and energy flow. The tower is going to really kind of push us off kilter, especially the more we get caught up in our head. It's going to impact the chakra system. We're going to have it flow as well. That energy is going to get clogged. And nothing's gonna work. We're gonna feel gross. We're gonna feel unbalanced. Taking that time for you, especially at the end of the week, as the storm is passing, taking time to degunk and clear self. Last December, so December 2020, I brought out a balancing meditation in my Just You and Me playlist that will help to shift that energy. It looks at the chakras and aligns them so that you feel stronger energetically. And then that balance within will come forward. And as it's one of my meditations, it will help with that grounding. So, a real nice support and tool to help you out at the end of the week, or if you really need to, in the middle too. It's just that temperance is going to be really noticeable. That destabilization, that unbalanced energy, and that kind of energetical glow that happens, especially after a tower experience. The Night of Pumpkins, also known as the Night of Pentacles. The Night of Pumpkins or Pentacles talks about working on ourselves. That pattern, taking time for you, making you feel stronger. It's going to be the last thing you're going to want to do because there's been so much going on. You're going to want to just run away and flee. Reconfirming that pattern to start again. Rather than taking that time to flee, if we do the meditation I suggested, confirms the night of pumpkins pentacles. They turn from an obstacle to an ally. So you're taking time for you. Doesn't have to be a lot of time. He doesn't have a time frame. He just wants you to work on yourself. You're taking control of you, your breath. You're stabilizing you. You're grounding you. Taking that time. It's amazing when you have a situation that you feel overwhelmed with. The last thing we want to do is ground and stabilize ourselves. Yet that's the one thing we should do most because we have that stability. We're starting to use our frontal cortex, that front part of our brain, because when you take that time to breathe, you're ensuring there's oxygen in your system. You're calming that system. If you meditate, you're actually balancing the spheres of your brain, which is scientifically proven. I'm not a scientist. It's just I know the science behind meditation because we have a tendency to favor one side of our brain. Many of us will be very creative, or many of us will be very analytical. The A plus B must equal C. Well, when you favor that, you have a tendency to hyper focus in on that mentality. You're either very black and white, or you're all over the place. We're using both spheres of our brain, both hemispheres. We balance it out, and we can create solutions that are for our greater good. We feel better. It makes sense. It empowers everyone around us. It doesn't take, it just gives. We have that ability to do that, especially at the end of the week. And my suggestion, as soon as this hits for you, try and take in a few minutes to get in any and all meditation you can. So if you're new to my channel, I do have 4 playlists. 3 of them are meditation playlists. One I mentioned is my Just You and Me playlist. So they're about 30 minutes long there, and it's just you and me. Similar to my angelic or archangel playlist meditations, they're about 30 minutes long. Then I have a short and sweet. They're under 10 minutes. You have the ability I'm probably clearing about 100 meditations, give or take. I know that my archangel one, I have 50 on them already. Most importantly, these are guided meditations. Because if you said to me, go sit in a room for 30 minutes and do anyway, 5 minutes, not even. No way. But guided I can do. That's why I chose to do guided meditations rather than just saying, okay, for the next 30 minutes, listen to this music and clear your mind. I'd never be able to do it. So using that time and using those tools to your advantage. These are all free. I'm not a monetized channel, so if you get a commercial, that is YouTube, not me. You can use this to your advantage. All right, let's look at what else we can use to our advantage. What further guidance and wisdom can we share with my friends so that they're able to enjoy and get the most of this week? And don't be surprised. And part of the imbalance you're going to feel is kind of the chaotic energy that comes in. We have the sun, then we have the tower. So it's like do 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 woo, do 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 do. So that roller coaster. That's why we have the King of Pentacles or the King of Cups there. But be mindful of that. Be mindful that those around you may also have the same tower. Goddess of the Moon, reconfirming that need to nurture and care for self, especially when we're challenged the most. That divine feminine energy can be called in at any time to support us. If, and as this is a group reading, I can't tell you individually, but if this is a energetical tower where it's all on that spiritual line, I do have a protection meditation that I brought out earlier this year where I am using the divine feminine and the divine masculine and balancing it out. That will support you in helping to realign some of the imbalance in yourself. I also have a protection meditation where I use the divine feminine and the divine masculine and Archangel Michael to support you. I believe that is actually one of my first meditations in my Just You and Me playlist. So I've got lots of different meditations to help you with different things. Sure the camera, there we go. I like this little deck. It doesn't have a glare, but sometimes it's too small for the camera to catch. That attachment we have, or disattachment, unattachment, that we have to things is going to be a challenge. Part of the pattern we're going to need to break. We need to make sure that those who are with us physically and spiritually are for our greater good, not just sucking our energies or attacking us in an energetical way. And yes, you do get energetical vampires. Those people that you're with that after you're done talking to them, being with them, you feel exhausted. You don't feel energized. You don't feel good. You just feel gross. Those are energetical vampires. We also have attachments to situations and events that can drain our energy. Again, going back to that temperance and challenge. I have a cord cutting meditation that I brought out in my Archangel playlist last month with Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. Really helps to try and disconnect from what's not serving you. Again, I should have pulled that over. All tied up. Cord cutting is really helpful to kind of distancing ourselves from some of the stuff that may be holding us back, that we're seeing that pattern come forward again. So I actually have a number of cord cutting. I've got one in my Just You and Me playlist. I brought out a really amazing one last month with Archangel Michael, and we brought in Archangel Raphael to help with that. So Archangel Michael helps to the cords, and then Archangel Raphael helps to heal those spaces so that it's not so quick that the cords will come back. Without work, without intention and protection, they will come back. So I think of it as a bully. So if part of your problem is you have somebody who's bullying you in your life and just sucking you dry with energy, you cut that cord, they're going to automatically call you. They're going to reach out to you. They will connect with you in any and all ways because they're going to feel it. Well, Archangel Raphael comes in and he tries to heal it a little bit, and then Archangel Michael will protect you at the end so that even if they do connect with you, it's not going to reattach itself so easily. It can be kind of an energetical warfare. And if you have bullies in your life because said you feel gross after you talk to them. So looking at that cord cutting, looking at that protection will really support you in moving forward in a better manner for you. I know there's lots going on this week for you in the fact that we're going to be zinging and zanging with the sun and then the tower. However, I think you're going to find it really interesting on what it is you're going to learn. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I know it's never fun to have a reading with the tower in it, but the tower is not an evil card. The tower is a learning card. We as humans don't like to just, oh, I want to shift that. I want to learn. We have tendency to resist that tower because it's asking us to do some reflection in areas that we're a little bit concerned or hesitant to reflect in on. However, super, super amazing learning opportunity. Like I said, use your tools. You have access to the tools I've given you guys to your advantage. I will be giving you guys another meditation on Tuesday. It is another channeling meditation. So you can reach out and gain guidance and support during the middle or the beginning and anytime you need it. Knowing that they're standing on the top of the maze and able to help guide you forward. So if you did like this video, oh, hey, Rick, how's it going? Oh, the angel meditations? Yeah. And you're right, Metatron is a big teddy bear. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I did give, you got the meditation from last week with Archangel Michael, or this week. Sorry, I did one with Archangel Michael this week. I get confused on my weeks. They are a lot of fun. And even if you've never worked with the angels, doesn't mean you can't. They're there. They've always been there. And they always will be. So if you did like this video, I know towers are never fun to have. They're important, but they're never fun. Please give it a thumbs up so it helps people find me on this sea of YouTube. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. This week, I've been on 3 times. Next week, I think I'm on twice. I know every Friday I have you guys down for my weekly readings. So I know that's live every week. Also, interestingly enough, I hit enough subscribers, or I hit that threshold to have posts on my site. So I will be starting to post things on my YouTube channel. So things like my monthly challenge. I always have monthly challenges for people who want to learn tarot or oracle. So that's going to be on there. So there's going to be a lot more things that you can use and help you forward. Oh, thank you, Rick. Same to you. So don't forget to subscribe and connect in, as there's going to be a lot more on my site. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Until tomorrow, my friends.